Hey, how's it going, YouTube fam? I know y'all seen that awesome thumbnail, and I know many of y'all seen many different versions of this topic, but I want to give you my version of, the dark side of being lean. As you can see, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I do love the dark side, so it was only fitting or whatever. But people like to get caught up in the body game stories. They want to hear about the women. They want to hear about the special treatment. They want to hear about, they're thinking that it's a life of women just throwing themselves at you. And in real life, it's not that. It's really you just being noticed more. It's you being selected more. It's you being chosen more. You know what I'm saying? It's essentially you're going to be the pick of the litter because you stand out over a lot of other people. When everybody else look the same and look invisible, you look like something completely different. You're rare. So the one body game story I will give was just walking down the street, and you don't see a lot of tall black guys here in this specific area where I'm at. So if you see them, they either super skinny or they super fat. I'm not either. So it's like, oh, do you play football? I was like, nah, I don't play. And obviously I know they mean soccer. I was like, no, I don't play football. I was like, I live in Texas. I'm just here working. And it's like, oh no, well you look really good. You work out, Jim? I was like, yeah, for sure. And then it's like, oh, I'd love to go, but my boyfriend, I have to go with him. I was like, no, that's cool. You do your thing. If I see you, I see you. If I don't, I don't, right? So, I mean, that's the extent of that. I'm gonna push stories like that, but I want to get into the mental side, like the subconscious. I want to get into the things that people don't really talk about, because the allure of the women, the allure of those stories keep people interested. Like, I've seen what Luther was talking about. I've seen the married women literally reaching out, saying some wild shit. And it's like, you go on, I will say I wasn't posting a thirst trap. I literally just wanted to post a before and current picture. My before picture, I look like a big ass 30 kilogram of ice cream, right? Just on the left side. And on the other side, got a full fucking six pack right now. And that's getting way more defined by the day. So it's like, hey, one side. Thank God it was, wasn't too crazy in the comments. But when I look up and I look in the direct messages, it's like, oh shit. I'm not paying no attention to it, but it came. And I wasn't expecting that. I was just trying to, hey guys, reach out to me. I can help you get from A to B. Like, we're going to do this shit together. Nah. And I knew some of them ladies was married because you could see they got their family in the fucking profile picture. So I'm like, what the hell? But once again, I ain't even read it. I ain't pay no attention to it because I saw what it was for. I saw what it was about. And I'm on a different trajectory in my life right now. So Luther don't be lying about that shit. Anybody who tell you that they go through it and experience it, they are not lying. Like, that was just one picture. Imagine if a motherfucker just always doing that shit. And that's not even my aim. But there's gonna be a few more like that coming soon. I just gotta finish doing these little tweaks and shit. And then you're gonna see a whole nother level of old Sean Reed. Don't worry, stay tuned, motherfuckers. However, the psychological stuff with the getting lean shit, it's not about the women. It's about how you view yourself and the shit that you tell yourself, right? I gotta say, I think once I crossed under the 200 threshold, I was like, okay, I like it. And then when I hit like 195, I was like, damn, okay, I really like it. Now at like 190, 191, now it's like, oh shit, motherfucker, you him. And I was looking at pictures of me from just as far recently as April, and I still don't even look like the same man. So it's like, these guys are telling you the truth when every 5 pounds matter when you get closer to the end of your cut. Every pound matter when you get to the end of your cut, because your face leans out even more. You get vascularity everywhere. Everything changes because you're getting that much leaner. Now, what I was saying about the thoughts, I think me reading certain books helped me to tame a lot of this shit, but I would say the way I'm viewing shit, my whole attitude, my aura, it's just not on the same level of like care anymore, right? Because now I'm viewing things like, you know what? Life too short for this shit. Why do I deal with this? Life is way too short. I can do better. You know what I mean? So the tolerance goes away. And people who are insecure and people who not doing what you're doing, for one, they can't do what you do. So they're always gonna be jealous. They're gonna throw something out there that's gonna try to pull you down to their level, right? And that's what they want. They want to say the smart remarks. They want to call you arrogant. It's not you being arrogant, it's your confidence. And your confidence triggers their insecurity. And you have to not let that stop your shine, and you have to not let that stop your glow, because fuck how they feel. That's their personal problem. They can easily get up just like you and go to the gym. They can easily get up like you and meal prep and fix their own food, do everything they need to do for them. But they're not. They're choosing not to. And you shouldn't lower your standards, which you've already raised. You don't have to reload your standards for the motherfuckers who don't care about themselves or love themselves. I don't think so. That's how I think now. And it's not coming from a place of just being harsh. It's not coming from a place of just being rude, mean, evil, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It comes from a place of now I know where I stand with me. I'm not finna argue with anybody no more. I'm not finna get emotionally charged about a bunch of shit. I'm gonna listen to you. And I just got off the phone with my mom, and she looked at me and she was just like, I like this new you. I was like, what you mean? She was like, it's not the new you, it's who you should have been a long time ago. She's like, I like the fact that you're not going back and forth. You just calm, cool, collected. You say it, and that's it. I was like, yeah, I have noticed that. And I'm cool with that shit now. No matter who it is, you could tell me all day, hey, Sean, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. I'm going to be like, okay, I understand. I feel your sentiment. I feel where you're coming from. And I understand that's what you're going to do. But this is what I'm going to do. And this is what the fuck I want. So you can do whatever it is that you're going to do, as long as it don't interfere with what I got going on. I don't fucking care. Not anymore. So I'm going to move how I move, because if what you got going on don't serve me no more, just leave me alone. Let me do my thing. I'll let you do yours. I'm not going to interfere. I don't have it no more. I don't. I spent way too much of my life caring about what other people said, caring about what other people thought, caring about what other people had going on. Fuck that shit. That's why I'm liking this dark side of being lean, because now it's not just about being lean itself. It is literally knowing who you are and what you're going to tolerate and what you're willing to deal with, what you're not willing to deal with. And honestly, I'm not willing to deal with a whole bunch of shit no more, because I simply don't have to. I can redirect that energy into something else. I could redirect my energy into things that's going to benefit me, my kids, just whatever we got in the future going on. I can fully focus on my purpose now. I can fully give myself to it. And it's like, people will say, oh, that's the dark side. Yeah, it is the dark side. And I fucking love it. It's not a morality issue no more. It's a me issue now. It's going to be a you issue now. Okay, well, yeah, people get lean and they get all this female attention. But if they're not mature enough to handle it, they're going to fuck up way more than just their health. You got soul ties all over the place. You could probably catch something you can't get rid of because you're being reckless at that point, when this journey was supposed to teach you delayed gratification, discipline, keeping promises to yourself. You miss all those lessons when you decide to succumb to the things that's easily available to you now. That's just what it is. And I understand if you've been a big guy your whole life and you finally get it and you finally getting this tension you never had, just pace yourself. That's it, bro. Just pace yourself. Read the books, journal. I had just got done looking at my journal from January, February, March. And I was just reading it, man. I was like, dang, I was an emotional motherfucker. It's like, and I was still like 250, 240, 230, I was just like, damn, like, was I really that emotional? And granted, I was going through some shit, but I could have handled those things a better way. That's why when I was in the shower after I read it, I was like, thank God that I wasn't 189, 190 lean when January happened to me, because I would have just been like, all right, cool. So this is what's going to happen. You want to leave? You can pack your shit and get the fuck out. All right. So I'll be home, or I'll have my parents come fly there to look out for the kids, and you go do what it is the fuck you do. My lawyer be in touch with your people. If I was this way in January, that's how that conversation goes. That conversation don't go me begging. That conversation don't go me trying to fix shit, me trying to buy shit and all this other shit. Nah, that's not how that go. But like I said, I think it was God's timing, because now it's like, hey, no, I need to teach you a little bit more. I need to teach you that you need temperance, you need patience. Because now in situations like that, I'm not going to just act just because I can or I'm mad. I'm going to listen. I'm like, all right, cool. That's what you want to do. That's perfectly fine. But this is what I'm going to do. And if it don't benefit you, that's your problem. You know, I'm going to protect me and take care of me. That's how you're supposed to handle situations like that. But if I didn't journal, if I didn't read, if I didn't, just pray a lot more and do the things that I needed to do, I could have just upended and did all type of petty shit just because I could, and I got the leverage to do so. But when you're going through, separation, when you're going through, divorce and all this other shit, I pray that nobody's on the dark side of lean. I pray for that woman or that man that your significant other is not, and I repeat, is not on the dark side of lean, because they not gonna give a fuck. They gonna love you. But then there's like, nah, if you don't give a fuck about me, I don't give a fuck about you. Fuck you. This is what it's gonna be now. And people don't realize how strong that is, because when you become Timothy, when you that dude, you don't care no more. You don't care about the outcome. You're no longer outcome dependent, because you're going to bounce back on your feet anyway. Like, it's no secret. I'm packing to go back to Texas. I no longer work for the company that I work for. Was I upset? No. Could I have fought? Yeah, absolutely. But I don't give a fuck, because it's two good things that's going to come with this. I get to be around my kids and back in the beautiful house that I pay for. And two, I also get to do other things that I want to do now. I want to devote more time to my social media. I want to devote more time to my religion. I want to devote more time to myself in the gym. I'll get another job. It don't matter. The money is not going to be as important to me anymore, because I've realized that I can still do without those things and still be happy. I can do without these big cars. I can do without these super luxury name brand items and clothes and shit, and still be cool with being in the moment of throwing the ball or playing basketball with my son. Talking shit to my oldest daughter because she an artist and I think she's into the little boys and shit now. Trying to joke with my middle daughter, but she too literal. She'll damn near curse her out. But just be there, and then be there for baby girl to come in and hug me and just love on me and stuff. Because it broke my heart to hear her message, "Daddy, please come home." It used to break my heart, but she doesn't understand. Daddy got to be away so he can do what he got to do, right? All that other stuff gonna come into effect. Not effect, but it's just gonna happen. I'll find something, and I will get something. I'm not worried about it, but I'm just excited now that I finally get to see things differently, in the way that I should have been seeing them all the fucking long. But it really took this journey to highlight some shit to me, and it really brought to my attention, Sean, if motherfuckers don't give a fuck about you, don't give a fuck about them. If motherfuckers don't want to better their life, let them fuck up their life. Let them. The let them theory. Straight up, just let them. Because there's nothing you can do. When people made up their mind about you, you're going to be what they say you are. And that's cool. I don't give a fuck no more. I'm still going to do what the fuck I do. I'm still going to hit the gym every day, 3:30, 4 o'clock. I'm still going to do my best to be the best father I can be, best brother, best son, just the best whatever I can be to anybody who needs Sean. My purpose is that of reaching people and helping people. And if I can monetize it, that's great too. But that's my purpose. That's my calling. And I'm finally going after that shit. I told my mom, because at my mom's job, they moved her because of some bullshit that she went through that I would have looked into personally if I was her fucking age. I'd be like, this ain't right. But, people got their ways or whatever. But I told her, I feel like God has moved me out of my own way. Because if this wouldn't have happened, I probably would have still been over here, still been miserable, still just only going to the gym and just doing the same shit I do every day, missing my kids, just wondering how their life is looking like without me. I think God moved me so that I can go ahead and be the man that he's called me to be. And people say, well, you can't associate the dark side with walking in God's light. Yes, the fuck you can. Because the dark side simply means you're walking into that side that needs to be careless. You're walking into that side that needs to put yourself first. You're walking into that side that you have to be on your shit. And you walking into that side to where nothing's gonna shake you no more. The way your emotions are is no longer gonna affect my behavior. That's what it is. From a friend to a significant other to it doesn't matter. You in an emotional state, I'm just gonna be cool. Like, all right, well, I'm glad you said all that. That's cool. That works for you. But once again, this is what I'm doing. What you doing ain't got shit to do with me no more. But I won't be disrespected by nobody. And if I feel like you disrespect me, I ain't gonna fucking say nothing. I'm just gonna look and I'm gonna make moves. And those moves, you ain't gonna like at all. And I keep that principle with everybody. And it's not revenge. Vengeance is mine, saith God. I don't want revenge on nobody. I'm just to the point where like me and Luther talk all the time. He said this chick was like, hey man, he told this chick, he was like, look, I'm gonna be there at 8 p.m. Make sure you're on time. She said, no, I can't do 8, I'll do 9. He said, I immediately cut her off and took another chick instead. He was like, I don't have time for that. He was like, when you get on this side of lean, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. And I'm starting to see that shit. Hey, I mean, I'm not that cold to well, you can't be there by an hour, I'm out. But slowly but surely, I can see myself turn into that. I told Luther, I said, man, look, this is kind of scary that I'm turning into this guy who's becoming like, dude, I don't give a fuck. I'm turning into this guy to where I'll listen to you, but it ain't gonna mean shit because I'm not gonna listen to respond. I'm gonna listen to understand so that we're on the same page and I still tell you what the fuck I'm gonna do. That's simple, right? So talking to Luther and Cam, Cam Hayes, shout out to Cam Hayes, man. Very, very instrumental into helping me grow my business. Very instrumental in helping me get, if y'all want to see those cool thumbnails and shit, that's because of Cam. He taught me how to do all that. Cam Hayes and Brandon Dadagari, great guys, man. And I talked to Luther quite a bit. Just the conversations that we have really helps me get a perspective on what this shit should be. When he told me, bro, I've been waiting for you to get to this point. What you mean? Bro, I've been waiting for you to get to this point where you realize your fucking worth and value. And it's not even the dark side. He's like, you have immersed yourself into the dark side. I was like, dang, I never thought about it like that. He said, well, you have, and not directly saying that, but in the way we talk, that's what I picked up. I have immersed myself in that and I've been trying to suppress it. I've told him, bro, I'm trying to suppress this guy, but he's each day that something happens or something is said and I go off, not off the rails, but I say some shit or just don't give a fuck. I'm like, it's getting harder to suppress. He said, don't. You don't need to suppress him. Look at what you bring to the table. You bring a lot more than the average man to the table just without the body. Now you got the body, you got the brains. Now you got the body and you got the looks. He's like, you got everything. You need to realize your worth now. Nothing else matters. You and your kids. You. And I'm not used to me, especially as a nice guy. You put everybody else before yourself. You kind and shit. Not no more, right? Immersing, not even willingly knowing that I immerse myself in the dark side. I'm just telling you what the dark side is doing for me. And it's so beneficial. It's wild. I would have never imagined in my wildest dreams that I can just, if I look at a person calling me and I'll just be like, I would usually pick this up on the first or second ring back in the day, but not today. And just let it ring. No more explaining myself to anybody. It's just going to be, yeah, this is what I want to do. But if I give you an explanation, I can be a little courteous at times. But this dark side got me doing way less and less of that. This dark side really, really got me getting in touch with myself. And it's not about anybody else anymore. Now, I'm still be kind and courteous, but I allude to this thing I heard from 50 Cent. When you're younger, when you're a kid, you're taught to be nice, right? You're taught to be kind and do all these things. But as we got older, and this is what life taught me, as I got older, the more nicer you got, the more people took advantage of you. Because givers have to put a limit on how much they give, because takers ain't gonna never limit how much they take from you. And the moment that they can't take from you, the more they disappear, or they change up, or they feel like they can do better. That's just what it is, And for you to give so much, it also comes with a cost, right? I don't want to teach my kids to, hey, be kind, be nice to everybody. No, you meet people where they at. but you still have that moral ground for yourself to know what you will and what you won't do. And there's like, oh, you shouldn't teach your kids to hit people back. I said, well, you should teach your kids to keep their fucking hands to themselves, because I want my kids to defend themselves. Of course, go to the teacher first, but I'm getting to a point where I'm gonna say, fuck that teacher. For one, the teacher should have been watching the whole ordeal. And for two, if somebody's parents are not teaching them to do the right thing, my kid gonna fuck your kid up. And I'm not gonna address the mom. I wanna talk to the dad. Cause then it's like, hey, look, you fucked up. Your kid fucked up and now they had to pay the penalty. Me not in the dark side wouldn't have had that conversation. Me as a nice guy and as a fat guy, oh, let's talk about this. You know, maybe we can come, you know, maybe we can work on some things, you know. Let's look into what happened. Nah, not today, buddy. You need to teach your kids to keep their fucking hands to themselves. Because next time if your kid put his hands on my kid, I'm gonna put my hands on you. I don't do bullying, you know, and I have a real short tolerance for that shit. I don't care about they're children. Nah, children need to be taught. Children can be raised, and that's on you as the leader to fucking do that. So that dark side brings that shit out of me, and I like it. I still like being observative. I still like being kind, but I'm never gonna be nice again. And I'm never going to just do something to help somebody else when they trying to fuck me. Absolutely not. Not no more. I tell y'all this, immerse yourself in that dark side. But when you get lean and you shredded lean, and when you walking around and ain't no mirror safe around you, you need to be journaling, you need to be reading, because you have to learn to control some of this shit. That's why I told Luther, man, I'm a little bit scared. Why? Because, man, it's like, I'm looking at shit and I'm thinking about shit and I'm just like, nah, fuck that. This is gonna go the way I want it to go. And if not, I'll fucking torch the whole I'll torch the fucking woods. And it's crazy that I've gotten to that point, because I've always been like, oh no, I can't do that because this and this and this will happen. The second and third order effects, you know, this could hurt them. This could. Nah, I don't care no more. I just don't. It ain't worth it. Why should I care more than anybody else about their situation? Like, I've gotten to the point now, and it's unfortunate that I will set your fucking house on fire and stand next to the warmth just to stay warm. Stand next to the flames just to stay warm. Not in a literal sense, but figuratively, just that my feelings for what you got going on doesn't matter no more. And being on the dark side, getting lean, keeping promises to yourself, doing the shit that nobody else can do will get you that way. That's my experience on the dark side of lean. My experience on the dark side of lean is finally realizing that motherfuckers are not going from 315 to 191. It's not happening. Not without a surgery, not without, you know, some quick fix that these people do. No, I had to slow grind my shit. I really had to lock the fuck in. And I'm tired of downplaying that shit. I'm not gonna do that no more. I'm not. Fuck it. I did some shit half you motherfuckers wouldn't even dream of. And it was one of the hardest things I ever had to do, while juggling separation, divorce, while juggling not being present for my kids because I'm 5,000 miles away, while having the shittiest leadership that anybody could have at their job or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it was a lot of whiles while I had to do this. So when people throw something at me, I don't care, because God got me through this. He got me through it. He wouldn't take you to it if he could. I think God brought me over here for this season of my life to make me a fucking man. Straight up. No more explanations. No more bullshit. You have to face you and you got to do it alone. And I did. I did this shit by myself. Luther didn't pick up them weights for me. Alex didn't meal prep for me. Southpaw Huncho didn't tell me to wake up every morning. Tony Drake didn't, you know, call me every day to make sure I was holding myself accountable. No. I did that. Like Snoop Dogg said, I want to thank me. Guys, you're going to get to that point when you finally realize and that shit clicked for you. I did something that a lot of people couldn't do. I did something that 90% of the population couldn't do. And I did it with no peps, no drugs, no nothing. Just whole foods, discipline, and keeping promises to myself. And not rushing the process. It was fuck ups along the way, but I got right back on track. And that dark side really... Just engulfing yourself in that dark side, it's a great feeling. Knowing that there's going to be some shady women that's going to try some shit, but stay the course. There's going to be people that's going to do stuff for you that they ain't doing for everybody else. Accept it. You earned it. You deserved it. And you still deserve it. Shit, I like being moved ahead of people in line. I like when a motherfucker getting cursed out in front of me, but when they see me, they hella nice to me. I don't mind, you know, the eye contact and the shoulder brushes and the chest touches. I don't mind that shit, but I leave it there, and that's all. But that dark side, though, it's something hell. That's just my experience with the dark side of lean. There's more shit that I can tell you, but I don't necessarily want to get into that because it don't matter to me. The mental side matters to me, the subconscious, because right now, in my subconscious mind, I ain't gonna let shit shake me. I know I'm gonna operate in facts and I'm gonna operate in reality. I don't want to operate in emotion no more because it made me make horrible decisions. Now that I got that peace and knowing that I made it through one of the toughest times of my life and I'm still going through some of it, can't shake me, dog. I'm unshakable. No matter what you tell me, no matter what you do to me, Sean, we gonna take your cars away. Okay, that's fine. Sean, we gonna take your kids away. Okay, you gonna give them back because all of them bad in the motherfucker. Okay, well, we gonna take your dog. Good luck. He gonna bite your fucking face off. Cane Corsos don't play. Well, we're gonna make sure you never work again. That's okay. I'll cut grass. I'll go work at Walmart. I'll do something. I'll make $1. I ain't got to live an extravagant lifestyle. I'll be cool. But I'd be damned if I let go of the one that I just built for so many years. Nah, I'm keeping that. So other adjustments just have to be made because once again, this shit moving forward gonna benefit me and my babies. That's it. That dark side is a motherfucker. I like it over here. Apply, go to that description, talk to me, set up that time so you can experience some dark side of lean shit on your own because it's good. I call the fat people the Jedis because they all, you know, life is life. You remember, nah, fuck that. Come to the dark side. People deem it unnatural because it is. Going from 315 to 191 and I ain't stopping so I get to 180, that shit ain't natural. It's unnatural because I'm unnatural. Fucking sadistic up here. You got to tell yourself that because when you him and you can walk around in your tank top, you can walk around with whatever the fuck you want and people gonna look, let them look. Be proud. That's my shit. I'm proud of me now. And I love the dark side of lean. Don't play them fucking away games.